What's going on, everybody? Welcome to West Nile Virus. Today, we're talking divisional winners when it comes to the NFL.
Yep.
Josiah and I have chosen 8 teams that will be in the playoffs. We're not going through playoffs. We are just giving you our winners for the division.
Yeah.
It's going to be a quick one. Let's get into it. Let's start with the division of all divisions, the AFC West.
AFC.
So that
West,
would be Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. Josiah, who do you have winning the division?
That's a rough division this year. That is a rough division this year.
There's a possibility that every single team in the AFC West makes the playoffs.
Wouldn't be that surprising. I mean, honestly, I think I would predict either the Raiders or the Broncos will miss out. I bet 3 of them will make it, and one of those 2 teams will miss out. That's my prediction. But hopefully it's the Broncos. But I'm predicting that the LA Chargers are winning this division, and I don't think it's going to be that hard for them. Honestly, the Chiefs will be good, but I don't think I don't think the Chargers are going to have that big of an issue with these other teams. The Raiders, I actually expect to give them the biggest difficulty. I think the Broncos might not be as good as everyone's expecting. I think the
I agree
Chiefs
with that.
Are going to be.
So you have Chargers,
weakened.
Chiefs, Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Broncos.
Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos is my prediction for that division. Possibly switch Chiefs and Raiders. I don't know.
I'm going with the Raiders to win. The Chargers are number 2, the Chiefs number 3. I think the Chiefs, they don't realize how much they are going to miss Tyreek Hill and Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah, they've got replacements, right, for Tyrann Mathieu, Tyreek Hill, whatever.
Who?
They're just not as good. They're just not as good.
There is none.
You can't. No.
You could draft. You could argue that they drafted that way, but I don't think so. Juju's not going to do it. You still have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, so you're still going to be a good team, but your defense is not good. And you're playing the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers, who have great defensive lines, and you got to block them. And I don't think that the Chiefs are going to be able to do that very well. Only the Chargers are going to be able to block the Raiders. And the Broncos, they have Russell Wilson, but I think they're overrated right now. The Raiders, honestly, it's a coin flip between the Raiders and Chargers for me, but the Raiders are my favorite team. They're my team. So I'm going with the Raiders. Greatly improved. Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, same college, played together at Fresno State. And we saw what happened with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I think this is the same thing, and people are underestimating that. I talked crap on them drafting Jamar Chase. We both did, but it does work. It does work. It helps a lot.
And hey, I think the Raiders are going to be much strengthened this year, especially with that addition of Devontae Adams. And I believe they've got what's their edge rusher?
Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, baby.
Yeah, Max Crosby is who I was thinking of, but Chandler Jones is who I was going to talk about next, who they acquired this offseason. And you've got both those guys on the defensive line or ends of the defensive line. That's a really, really good power rushing duo that every team should be afraid of. If you don't have good offensive tackles, the Raiders are going to be a scary team to go up against. That being said, the Chargers have that too. They got Joey Bosa. They got Khalil Mack. I think
Khalil Mack is going to be a little bit overrated this year.
I think that might be true, but we know at the very least, he's a solid guy who you're going to have to pay attention to.
That's true.
And it's the same thing with Joey Bosa, and they've got the same thing on the interior defensive line. And so the Chargers, I think, have a very well-rounded team, and I think that's the kind of team. I think they have the kind of team that wins championships. And I am not making a prediction on the Super Bowl champion, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Chargers.
The 2 best rosters in the AFC West are the Chargers and the Raiders, I think, if you match them up. The Chiefs
I'd
don't match
have
up
to
the same
look.
way.
I'd have to look at the Raiders defensive backs. I don't remember who they've got right now, but
They're good. Better than the Chiefs, I'll tell you that much. All
that
right,
might be
let's
true.
move on to
So
the
they did get Fred
AFC East. Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots,
AFC.
Miami Dolphins, and New York Jets. I'll start this one out, Josiah. I think this is an easy one to pick. It's an improved division, but the Buffalo Bills are taking this easily.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, when you look at this, what's the first thing you think? Okay, Jets don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Jets don't have a chance. They're
It's
never
either
gonna...
Jets don't have a chance or Buffalo takes this easily. That's
it's one of the two. It's one of the two. I mean, hey, I guess Belichick's still with the Patriots, so I guess we shouldn't count them out completely. But I'm not really loving what I'm seeing over there yet. I think they're probably still a year off from being a real good team.
Yeah, contender.
Contender. The Dolphins are a dark horse team for this division for sure.
I've heard that a lot from people, and I can't get on the bandwagon. They were 9-8 last year, so they had a winning record, but I just can't get on that bandwagon.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they had a winning record last year. They much strengthened their offensive line. They picked up Tyreek Hill. Now, Tua's actually got some weapons. They picked up some other people. I'm forgetting at the moment who, but they've got all kinds of weapons around Tua. They strengthened his offensive line and they strengthened their defense. I'm not saying they're the Bills because they're not. The Bills are once again another team that's just a powerhouse kind of team. Very well-rounded, all kinds of good players at every position. But and I am also predicting the Bills here. I'm just saying, for me, it's Bills, and then 2 is I have no clue who. It's gonna be the Patriots or the Dolphins, but I have no clue which one's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. It'll be fun to watch, but there's no contest here. The Bills take the AFC East.
Yeah, easily. I'm gonna have to agree.
All right, next we have the AFC North. I think one of the most intriguing divisions to talk about, other than the AFC West. We have the Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, and Baltimore Ravens. Josiah, who are you taking this year?
Oh, no, this was hard for me.
Yeah.
This was really hard for me. Now the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm not correct, if I am correct, they are not looking too great on the defensive side of the ball at the moment. Other than TJ Watt, they don't really have much to talk about that I can think of. I could be way off base on that one, but anyways, yeah, no, I like the Steelers this year. Actually, I think they're going to look a lot better than people are expecting. But I definitely don't think they're going to win the division. I don't think it's going to be the Browns. I think there's going to be some growing pains in terms of new quarterback, new all kinds of stuff over there. The Bengals, the Bengals, it's between the Bengals and Ravens for me.
Yeah. And
I think it's going to be the Bengals again. I think the Bengals are going to take it again this year. They just were so dynamic last year. The Ravens have yet to beat the Bengals with Joe Burrow. He actually recently went on a podcast and he was talking about how he loves playing the Ravens because everyone on the Ravens roster, he said, just talks. They talk trash, they talk smack, and he loves it. He says it and both times he played him, he threw for like 400 something yards, like 5 touchdowns, something. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Here's another bandwagon that I can't get on is the Bengals being that good again. I don't trust them.
I don't think they'll be that good. I don't think they're making it to the Super Bowl, but I think they will somehow win this division.
Okay. You're right when you talk about the Steelers and being questionable, having a questionable defense other than TJ Watt. I think they have Joe Hayden and Cameron Hayward, but even then, it's still questionable other than TJ Watt.
Right.
And their offense is very questionable. Cleveland Browns, we have no idea what we're getting yet. We don't even know who's going to be quarterback. It's not going to be Baker, and we still don't know if it's going to be Deshaun Watson or not. And
Yeah,
after that, if it's
and
not Deshaun Watson,
if
who's
it
it
is
gonna be?
Deshaun Watson, it might not be Deshaun Watson until week 7. So,
Right. I'm taking the Ravens as are you taking no, you're taking the Bengals. I'm taking the
Bengals.
Ravens. Ravens finished 8-9 last year. They went 1-5 in the division last year, which is tough. And they ended the season on a 6-game losing streak. I believe, yes, they ended the season on a 6-game losing streak. But I trust Lamar Jackson. I like what they did in the draft. I really liked what they did in the draft, I should say. Really.
I
One of my
agree.
big
I do
winners.
really like their draft.
So the Baltimore Ravens are an easy pick for me. Because I can't trust any of the other teams. I do trust Joe Burrow, but I don't know about any other position other than Joe Burrow.
Chase.
Maybe Jamar Chase. We'll see if he can repeat it. But now teams know what they're getting into when they play the Bengals.
True.
As well as their defense, because it's old. Their defense is aging. Now they did draft. I forget how many picks they had. 8, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. But all but one of their draft picks was defense. And then their one draft pick was an offensive lineman from North Dakota State. Their offensive draft pick.
Yeah.
So
they picked Daxton Hill. They picked safety.
Yeah, they got younger.
The end safety edge rusher.
They got younger, but I don't think they improved defensively. I guess
that's fair.
You could argue Daxton Hill at safety is an improvement. But the Ravens I can trust. And I think that, what happened last year is not going to happen again, barring injuries again. If Lamar Jackson can stay healthy, their running backs can stay healthy, Mark Andrews can stay healthy. They have better wide receivers. Now the wide receivers are better. They're going to be just fine. And I think they win the division.
And I'll say this from a personal basis. I want the Ravens to win it. I've always loved the Ravens and I like Lamar Jackson. He's on all my fantasy teams. So I want the Ravens to win it. I'm cheering for them to win it and they very well could win it. But I'm still picking the Bengals. I don't know why.
Okay. Moving on to AFC South. We're moving through the AFC. A lot of 3 of the 4 divisions are going to be a lot of fun to watch in the AFC. A lot of things have changed with teams. A lot of quarterbacks moving around, a good draft class, big name draft class. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. With AFC South, we have Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll start this one off. I'm going with Colts. Colts finished second in the division last year. They went 9-8 overall. The Titans won it. I don't trust the Titans O-line and their defense. Indianapolis Colts have a beast offensive line, the best running back in the NFL, in my opinion. And I would say an improvement at quarterback with Matt Ryan. They have, who's their wide receivers?
The Colts?
Yeah, younger guy.
T.Y. Hilton. They have Michael Pittman.
That's it.
Yeah.
I like Pittman. I think he's good. And with Matt Ryan, he's going to be even better. So I think the Colts win this division. The Titans finish second and Houston 3, Jacksonville 4 again. And the Titans move on from Ryan Tannehill and maybe Mike Vrabel after this year.
Well, my pick here is actually going to be a little bit of a surprise, I think, to most people. But I am picking the Houston Texans to win this division.
You're crazy. You're outside your mind right now.
That's fair. That's fair. I understand. I understand. But they have a new head coach, Lovie Smith. And they absolutely killed the draft. Honestly. I mean, I love the way they drafted Derek Stingley. I'm personally not a huge believer in Derek Stingley. It was their first pick,
but they killed the draft.
But they still killed the draft. No, listen. Okay. Listen.
I'm listening.
He's a solid defensive back pick. I'm personally not a big fan, but that doesn't mean he's not going to work out. He's a big name guy. He absolutely could work out. I don't know everything. Then they moved on, selected another defensive back, Jalen Petrie out of Baylor. They That was in round 2. In round 1, they had another pick, and they picked Kenyon Green, offensive lineman out of Texas A&M, which was a huge need pick for them. They needed offensive alignment. I think that was great. They picked John Mechie III.
Good.
Great
One of my
pick.
favorite.
That was, I think it was a really good steal, honestly.
Yeah.
In round 2. Moved on, picked the linebacker out of Alabama, Christian Harris.
He's really good.
Yeah, any linebacker out of Bama, probably not a bad pick.
Oh, he was really good.
Damian Pierce, running back from Florida. You know, he
They
might
needed
be
depth
good.
there.
I don't, we'll see. Thomas Booker, defensive tackle, Stanford.
I don't know. Well,
I don't
Stanford
know much
was
about him.
trash.
But
I don't know how they compete with the Colts and the Titans. I still don't, even with all the improvements, I don't know how they beat them.
I don't believe in the Titans at all this year. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them at all. I don't think
I'm way down. I'm way down on the Titans.
I think the Titans will finish 3rd in this division. I think the Jaguars will still lose this division. I think it'll go Houston, Colts, Titans, Jaguars. But I do think the Jaguars are on the up and up, but definitely not this year. But I love the round 6 pick as well from the Houston Texans. Austin Deculus, O-lineman, LSU. I think that he could actually end up being a pretty good offensive lineman. But
You think all those draft picks start and help?
No, I
There's no
absolutely
way.
don't think. I absolutely don't think all those draft picks start and help. I think Deculus, their 6th round pick, I think he'll be a solid backup lineman. I think Kenyon Green starts and helps. I think Jalen Petrie. I think possibly Derek Stingley. I think John Mechie, and I think
you
Christian
really think
Harris.
that draft pushes them to the top of the division?
I do. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to do that well with the Colts. I think he's a good quarterback. I think they'll do pretty good, but I don't think he's going to be the Matt Ryan of old. I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I could be wrong. And I think the Texans are going to surprise everyone.
All right. Hot take, Josiah.
Yeah.
All right. NFC West. Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, Seahawks. Go ahead, Josiah.
Well, moving away from the hot takes, Rams.
Yeah, there's the easiest one. Rams. I'm taking Rams as well.
I mean,
no shot. If they
who's
lose
gonna beat them?
If they lose this division, everyone should be fired.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's terrible. I mean, the freaking Seahawks can't win. If the Seahawks win this division, the other 3 teams need to not only fire all their managers, but also their whole team and just rebuild from the waiver wire.
I do think there's a possibility that the 49ers compete for this division. I don't know if the Cardinals are good enough, but the 40 have, if everyone stays healthy on the 49ers, they have a shot, but the Rams are just too good. They're good everywhere.
Yeah. The Rams, unless they take the whole Super Bowl curse where but that
just won't happen. Not with Sean McVay as their coach, not with Aaron Donald as their leader and Matthew Stafford and every other player there. There's just no way.
Yep.
Unless, was it Whitworth or Wentworth? Their offensive lineman, their 40-year-old offensive lineman. If he
did retire,
if he was the glue, I don't.
Then
That's
true. That's possible.
But
I doubt it.
I
doubt it.
All right,
got
NFC,
a good team.
Very good. NFC East, Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, New York Giants. I have the Cowboys winning this. I have no faith in the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. I think the Cowboys, I think they're just better. They're just better. And I'm trying to stay away because I don't want to be that Cowboys person because I'm not a Cowboys fan. I do not like the Cowboys, but every year is the Cowboys year, right? We always hear it. Every year is the Cowboys year.
It's true.
But I actually feel better about this year's Cowboys compared to the rest of the teams in the division. Maybe the Commanders with Carson Wentz, but even then I'm not high on Carson Wentz. The Eagles, they had a great offseason, but I still like the Dallas Cowboys.
That's fair. I understand that. But moving back into hot take region, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take this.
Okay.
I mean,
I would argue that that's not the hottest take.
That's not the hottest take. No, but I think the Cowboys are the logical pick here. Their team is better. Their offseason was worse. It's a give or take. It really depends on how the draft picks from the Eagles, mainly Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, and Cam Jurgens. It's mainly how those three guys work out. Mm-hmm. But I feel really good about Cam Jurgens. I think he's going to be stellar. I think Jordan Davis is going to be really, really helpful to the Eagles.
He will be.
And Nakobe Dean is the only one I have a real question mark about right now. I don't know how he'll translate to the NFL. I hope he'll be amazing. I love Nakobe Dean. Georgia fan.
A great college player.
Yeah, amazing college player. We'll just have to see how it translates to the NFL. But the main thing is I believe in Jalen Hurts.
Really?
I think Jalen Hurts, I think he's pulling it back this year. I think he's going to do good. And if he doesn't, what better backup could you possibly ask for than Gardner the Stash Minshew? I mean, the man's a legend.
That's true. If Gardner Minshew comes in, they're winning the division plus one playoff game. I'll say it right now.
There you go.
If not, though, but I trust Dak more than any of those quarterbacks, and that's why I go with the Cowboys.
I agree. I just don't trust the rest of the Cowboys. I don't trust Zeke. I don't trust Dak's knees.
Ankle.
His ankle, yeah, not knees. Ankle. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could win it, but they're to me, Eagles are winning it. Cowboys go second. Then
okay,
who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's happening with
the rest of them. Just stink.
Yeah.
All right, NFC North: Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions. Another easy one. Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers. Who else is going to win? I mean, the Vikings, maybe.
The only other one you could talk about is the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is the only quarterback that could carry.
Yeah, the issue is, though, when I think about the Vikings, I'm like, oh, Kirk Cousins, that's not a bad quarterback. Who else is on their team?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone. On their team right now. I don't know if it's just because they're purple and they blend into the background or what.
They have Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Jefferson.
They got a good offense. That is true. They do have a really good offense, but I don't think their defense is going to do.
No, you're going to stop Green Bay, even without Devontae Adams? No,
not this year.
You're not going to.
Not this year. This is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing angry this year.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, NFC North.
Yeah. Don't think he's getting this. I don't think he's getting a Super Bowl, but
no, but they'll win the division.
But they'll win the division.
And it'll be, they were 8-0 at home last year. So Lambeau is still stronger than ever. But you just can't bet against Aaron Rodgers. If you do that, you're stupid.
It's hard to bet against Aaron Rodgers. He's not my favorite quarterback, but he's definitely very skilled. Everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, the guy's arm and is just,
it's unreal.
He's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. But yeah.
All right, we'll let Josiah calm down after his love affair with Aaron Rodgers and move on to the NFC South. The NFC South, another division. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Too easy. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
If you want a love affair with an old quarterback, here's one. Tom Brady, baby. Yes. That man is got old. Some killer looks.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's old. I mean, how is he still playing and winning and definitely going to win this year?
Yeah, there's no one in that division who can compete with him.
Heck no.
Or with that team.
Falcons.
Maybe the Saints.
Falcons are going to have the first draft pick next year. The Saints are the only one, that really pops out as a maybe. The Panthers are going to compete with the Falcons for the last draft pick. Remember the first draft pick?
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it for that division. That thing's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I mean, well, what could happen, let's say, going back to NFC North, the Saints, because they have Tyrann Mathieu now, if their defense is that much better, I don't think Tyrann Mathieu makes their defense that much better. Some people think that their defense is really good.
I mean, I think the Saints have a chance. Tom Brady hasn't won every year he's played.
No, but
just
they went 13-4 last year.
Yeah, I don't see the Saints taking it. Because even if the Saints beat the Bucs 1-on-1, I don't think the Saints are going to pick up enough games to win the division outside of that.
No, it's Buccaneers. So here's my winners: Raiders, Bills, Ravens, Colts, Rams, Cowboys, Packers, Buccaneers.
Mine: Bengals, Texans, Chargers, Bills, Packers, Eagles, Buccaneers, Rams.
All right. It should be a fun season. Go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, West Nile Virus. You can follow Josiah at Josiah_WNV. You can follow me on Twitter, Josiah on Twitter, and me on Twitter at Caleb_WNV. So we have names. We have some personal stuff. We're getting more active on there. It's fun. All right. Well, we will talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.